And we are live. Hey everybody, hope you're doing well on this fine evening. Thank you for coming. Please, if you haven't already, just hit that like button and share to get out to more bigger audience. Tonight's topic is space fantasy. Yeah, tonight we're just going to go through some space, what it is and how it's going about, and does it really mimic what we see in reality. I did set up a poll already. I'm very surprised on the poll. Space, just a fantasy. Out of 14 votes, 50% yes and 50% no, so that's quite interesting. Thank you all for coming. Thank you TechMind for being here. Jorge Salazar, thank you for being here. Darren Ballard, thank you for being here. PJ Krushank, and yeah, that's everybody. Thank you all for being here. Great to have you here. I'm starting a bit earlier because, yeah, why not? I am sitting here, I might as well do it 10 minutes earlier. So how is everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. I decided to get some videos, got some videos ready on YouTube. That was quite interesting. I guess no one can show the water sticking to the exterior of a dome. No one claims the water can stick to the exterior of a dome, George or Jorge or whatever. The claim is water sticks to and outside the ball. That's the globe claim. So that's quite a hectic straw man. Anyway, let's move into it. I think let's go to Neil deGrasse Tyson first of all, because he loves to talk about everything fantasy. Okay, so thank you Neil deGrasse, take it away for us. Neil deGrasse Tyson explains space, everybody. Yeah, space.
Gotta get this off my chest, like now.
Okay, hopefully it's not like any chest hair.
Any chest hair, yeah.
No, it's not.
Okay,
I'm not
good.
particularly hairy anyway, so that's not a thing.
Hi Aurorian, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Hope you're going to enjoy the stream.
All right, so when people say they want to go into space,
I'm gonna go.
what do they typically mean by that?
They mean I'm gonna be an astronaut. I'm going into space, man. I'm going up there. I'm going up there.
Up there, and generally they mean they want to go into orbit.
Okay, yeah, I always loved to go. I always wanted to go to space when I was a globe believer. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, when you were trapped in that fantasy, you would love to go to space. Hey, today I can always just imagine like Star Wars, yeah, going to space and stuff can be fun. Although I know it's just fantasy, it would still just be a fun, I can say, exercise for imagination. So, yeah, like he's saying, you would want to go into orbit. Not really, I would say, wanting to go to orbit, because if you want to go to space, you're more imagining spaceships and floating around in space and stuff. Although orbits is just falling around Earth's orbit at 0 G. So, yeah. But let's see, let's go on.
All right, anyone who has ever been in space.
They don't mean that. They want to go to space, man.
Yeah, you tell me.
Well, okay, if that's the case, do you know how many people have left low Earth orbit?
Well, first of all,
Not many, because you cannot leave low Earth orbit, even by today's standards. Remember, all the astronauts and everything actually say it straight to everybody. We're trying to get people to go beyond lower Earth orbit. The only ones that are supposedly ever done it is Buzz Aldrin and company, because yeah, all the Apollo missions that supposedly went through the Van Allen radiation belts, they cannot do it today for some odd reason. The same people that just, it's good to see Buzz Aldrin actually starting to show his guilt by now being so-called senile, while he's telling everybody they never went to space. Yeah, is it because of conscience eating up? Yep, that's actually what's going on. Not because of old age, it's because of conscience, guys. It's straight in your face.
you are going to have to define low Earth orbit for me.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Because
I'll say it another way. All right, the Apollo astronauts.
Okay,
that left Earth.
Right.
Did they?
To go to the moon.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's space.
Oh,
Okay. Hi CGI fan Dan, thank you for coming. Yeah, low Earth orbit, NASA in a swimming pool with green screen and strings of old rubbish actors. Yep, that sums it up. That's how we get so much of the so-called astronauts drowning, having problems where they can drown in space because they're actually underwater. Yeah, that's very funny.
okay, wait a minute. So there was Apollo 10, 11, 12.
Hey Jeff, good to see
10,
you.
11,
Thank you
12,
for coming.
13, 14, 15,
What is
16,
counting on his-
17. So 8 missions
Yeah.
left Earth to go to the moon.
Rolls, thank you for
Not all of
coming.
them landed, right? As famously Apollo 13 didn't, and Apollo 10 was just
Okay.
a dry run for Apollo 11. But those are the only people
Yeah.
who have ever left Earth for a destination.
That's cool.
Wow.
Every other
That's actually a false statement. Left Earth for a destination. When you are going, let's say, to the so-called ISS in your heliocentric model, you are leaving for a destination. Is the ISS not a destination, Neil deGrasse Tyson? I mean, really? Cosmic Surfer, hey, Brew. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I just moderated. Haven't done that before. Yeah, guys, we are live. While we here, I'm gonna add the link. This is an awesome thing. Thank you, Dan, for also bringing it up, guys. This is a flat Earth radio podcast and everything, and television and stuff. Please do go on it. It's growing more and more daily. More and more flat Earthers going on this thing. You see, we got all the channels it's showing on. Definitely well worth it. So just go on it, and yeah. Make it as a bookmark and enjoy. I mean, you can just press play and you can listen to the radio and whatever on at that time and whatever's on the channel, the TV channel and stuff. So definitely buffering. Nothing's buffering by me. Sorry about that, CGI fan Dan. Everything seems to be fine here. So yeah, guys, do go to Free Earth Radio. It's definitely well worth it. Okay, I don't know why it's buffering by you guys, because by me it's perfectly, yeah. Okay, hey Face Reality, good to see you. Rob King, thank you for being here. It's good to see some members in here tonight. Thank you for being here. Just have to say thank you to all my members of the channel, and for the all you guys that are just subscribed, and for Patreon members and stuff. You guys are really, really awesome. Thanks. I don't know, is it really buffering by all you guys? Because to me it's not buffering at all. I hope it's fine. OBS seems to be running fine, so I'm not sure what's going on. Define dome, please. Hey, the Tech Mind, yeah. I don't think they really know what they mean with dome. It's just them trying to strawman us by trying to obfuscate from their fantasy space. Okay. So let's carry on. Hey, Virus, thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm not a flat earther, but put a snow globe in water, kind of like a waters above. Yeah.
astronaut, hundreds of them are called astronauts, and we still say they went into space. And what that means is they went into low Earth orbit.
Oh, that's just off.
Yeah, so they didn't really go into space. Hey, what? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Let's carry on, guys. Hey, Weisskopf. Thank you for coming, dude. Yeah, I think it's very real, but nothing like the heliocentric model describes it. Yeah, a lot of people just believe space to be the waters. Space could be just the light in the firmament, as we are taught in the Bible. Everybody has a different belief on what it could be, because nobody really knows what it is. But can it be the space as what heliocentric is teaching? Definitely no, because it violates the natural laws that we live by. Yeah, and that's why they have to make stories up like gravity and dark matter and all that quantum foam and all that nonsense to close their loopholes. Okay, out of 56 votes, space just as fantasy, yes 50%, no 50%. That's actually very surprising poll to me. Patiently, hey Fastfood, Star Talk is spot on. Outer space is all Star Talk. Penny Lane, hey, how you doing? Yes, exactly. It is just a hangar in Houston. We've even had an astronaut saying that live while being on the so-called ISS, saying here in Houston. Very odd. Okay, so yeah, they cannot go past low Earth orbit, and they still claim it to be space. So when people come and say, oh, we're going to space, or why don't the Flurfers go to space? We will pay the ticket. No one goes to space. Because where is space exactly? Think about it.
And so low Earth orbit
Look how
is,
disappointed
in
he
practice, where the space station is, it's about a couple hundred miles up. So the distance from Earth's surface to the space station is less than the distance from New York City to Washington, D.C.
Do you guys understand that? Less. So on Earth you can travel further than what it is supposedly to low Earth orbit of the so-called ISS, guys. And that's supposed to be called space.
Oh, God, why are you depressing me?
I'm just trying to be honest about this.
This is awful.
Yeah, it's awful for them.
So when people
Imagine being on that receiving end, learning this stuff for the first time. It must be awful. Your space fantasy is all just a fantasy, yeah. Thank you, Neil deGrasse Tyson, for breaking it to them. For all the memberships. Okay, so let's carry on to fantasy space.
driving around the block, as low Earth orbit indicates. Okay? So, yeah, you can drive to Earth orbit in, 3 or 4 hours.
Oh.
All right? if the road were...
Guys, look at his face. Don't you see the disappointment on his face because he's learning this for the first time? Everything I thought about space was fake. I see in my mind when they talk about space, like Star Wars and Star Trek and the ISS, the astronauts are floating in space. But he's breaking it down in their own heliocentric religion, breaking it down how it's not even that way. There is most likely a dome. Well, we have to have containment, Ryskov, that's for sure. I mean, we have gas pressure. If we do not have gas pressure, if we didn't have containment, we would not have the gas pressure in the first instance. Now we get the Globus saying, well, we have pressure gradients, but it's definitely not... How can I put it? Pressure gradients cannot exist without pressure. Sorry, Godzilla. What should we put on live chat? Is it not showing live chat here? Am I missing something? Sorry, I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna pin for now because I'm not sure what you're saying. Put it on live chat, please. Because it is on live chat already. It's supposed to be showing. Okay, let's carry on. While we wait for Godzilla to explain it, let's carry on.
We're pointing straight up. So NASA and others, I'm not implicating NASA uniquely in this, when they say we are going into space, that's what they mean.
That's what they mean, but when they take them to the so-called ISS with low Earth orbit, you just said it's not space, they say they're taking them to space, remember? Yeah.
Okay? Now, there's a functional definition of space.
Damn, so SpaceX should be...
No, it gets worse.
They should be called Leo X.
Low Earth orbit X. Yeah, well, actually, they've got sites on Mars, and more power to them.
Okay.
All right. So, I count that as space, personally. All right. So,
space is
there's
Mars,
a functional definition of space. If you want to ask, have you been to space, whether or not have you been in orbit?
My chat's not showing up. Why is it not showing up? That's really odd. Let me see if I can quickly... See if I can change the settings. Sorry about that, Godzilla. I'm gonna quickly see. Well, anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, so space is fake. That's what. Hey, Jess Palmer, good to see you. Thank you for coming. It's so good to see everybody in chat again. Thank you for that huge membership. Gifting, Godzilla, really do appreciate it. It's really an epic gift. Lock on the screen the what? I don't know. I'm trying to quickly go into my studio to check if I can change it that way. Because it is set to live. Let's see. Go live. There we go. Edit. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just have to quickly sort it out. See if it's working. Customization. It says live chat replay, yeah? See, here we go. Live chat replay. Maybe I have to take it off and put it on again. Live chat on and off. Definitely on. So I don't know why it's doing that, because it is on Godzilla. Instead of top chat. Oh, must I take top chat off? How do I take that off? Maybe. Oh, there we go. Live chat. There we go. Sorry. Now I understand. Sorry. There we go. Is that better, Godzilla? Hope it works. Doop. Okay. Anyway, I think that sorted it out. Thank you again. Yeah, I'll try put it to live chat every time for you, Godzilla, if that helps a bit in the future. I've always left it at top chat for some odd reason. I don't know, it really makes a difference. Sorry about that. Okay, let's move on.
And that distance is the height above Earth's surface, where you've left enough of Earth's atmosphere behind you that the atmosphere is no longer scattering sunlight.
The atmosphere is no longer scattering sunlight. Okay.
And if it's no longer scattering sunlight, it means in broad daylight, your sky is dark.
Right.
So I know what he's trying to do here. He's trying to cover up for the people that said, oh, we don't see stars. We don't have enough exposure to be able to see. Exactly, Techmine. Atmo what? Atmosphere is, as they say, an oxymoron, because atmosphere doesn't have a shape. Atmo is air. Sphere is a shape. Atmo takes the shape of its container. So atmosphere is an oxymoron. But yeah, anyway, he's trying to cover the contradictions, like where the astronauts say, yeah, I see stars all the time, and they get another one that says, no, I don't see any stars, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? So that's about it. Top off chat box, Rob Keen. Did I miss something? I did change it to live chat. Or am I missing something? Thank you everybody for being here. Got quite a few. Hey, was 777, thank you for coming as well. I really do appreciate you being here. It's good to see you all here. Okay, let's carry on.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. So there's a distance for which that is. And they rounded the number, so it's a nice clean number. It's 100 kilometers up. Or about
So the Kármán line, guys.
62 miles.
Damn.
Okay? All right. So if you do the conversion. So
Yes.
if you get to that altitude, whether or not you're in orbit, you go above the blue sky. All right? The daytime blue sky.
Right.
That sky gets...
Yes, Rob Kino got it. It's a bit slow, I think, yeah, because I did have it a while back. Well, yeah, I think I am. It's good to see you guys. Thank you, Woz, for coming. Let's look at the the thing again. 77 votes. Space just a fantasy. Yes, 49%. No, 51%. Still very, very surprised about that poll, because I know I have a lot of Globers coming in. I thought they're just going to say no. Stupid YouTube defaults to top chat. From now on, I'll put it to live chat for you guys. Sorry, I didn't know about that. I just saw top chats and I didn't know the difference. Sorry, I am still kind of new to the streaming stuff. Pressure means there is a container. Exactly, was. Without the container, we cannot have pressure. Because gas pressure requires, and that's what it is. It's the gas forcing itself on a surface area of the container wall.
gets darker and darker, and there it is.
Black. The
It is
blackness
black.
of space.
It is, so you can have Earth behind you, the blackness of space over to one side.
Okay, that makes sense, Godzilla. Yeah, sorry about that. I'll make sure I put on live chat from now on, guys. I learned something new. You learn something new every day. Hey, V9, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Spud Taylor, thank you for coming.
Side and the brilliant sun off to the other side.
Welcome to space, baby.
Oh, does that happen? Does that happen?
Once you get past the scattered sunlight. Welcome to space, girl.
Yeah. Welcome. Now you get past the shadow sky. So apparently to them, space is once light is not more scattered by the atmo anymore. Okay, well at least we got now a definition of what they would call space. But he did say the ISS is not really in space, it's in low Earth orbit. But the ISS is at 400 kilometers or something. I think it's at 404 kilometers. Let's see the ISS so-called altitude. 400 kilometers, 408 kilometers. And he just said space, they're not really in space because to him they are just in low Earth orbit. But then again he's saying space now is 100 kilometers up. So he's kind of contradicting himself, guys.
Welcome. Relax.
If you look to the left, you might see a little something called the moon.
The moon. Okay, check.
But we can see the moon on Earth anyway, so there's nothing special about that, but okay.
We'll sign you up for the narrative.
Ooh, I like that. Did you guys hear that? We'll sign you up for the narrative. He knows it's a narrative, guys. It's a story. We'll sign you up for the narrative. Let's listen to that again, just in case.
All right. And so I don't have a problem with that. We'll sign you up for the narrative.
Wait, again.
All right.
If you look to the left, you might see a little something called the moon.
The moon.
Okay, guys, listen.
Okay, check. We'll sign you up for the narrative.
Ouch. So he does know it's a story, guys. That's what narrative means. Just in case everybody doesn't know what narrative means. A spoken or written account of connected events, a story, a gripping narrative, in a form of concern with a narration, a narrative poem. Yeah, a story, guys. Okay. Let's carry on.
All right. And so I don't have a problem with that, except that definition depends on Earth's atmosphere, doesn't it?
According to you, because you say the atmo, because it's not supposed to have light scattering anymore, then it's sun. But anyway, Aurorian, so far I would say that outer space is metaphysical. Would you explain more to us what you mean with metaphysical?
Yeah, it does.
Suppose Earth's atmosphere were half as thick as it is. All right?
Now you're going 31 and 30.
Now you're going 50 kilometers, 31 miles up.
Okay. So half the distance, okay?
Oh, no.
Okay?
Oh, that's terrible.
Now suppose it was 1/4 as thick. Now you're going 25 kilometers and 15 miles up. All right?
Okay.
Now suppose it was 1/10 this thickness. Then it's 10.
Why is he just changing it the whole time? Hey Gary Wabenga, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Peter 3, good to see you. Thank you. No, story doesn't mean fake. What does story mean then? Let's see what story means. Story definition. An account of imaginary or real people and events told for entertainment. An adventure story. An account of past events in someone's life or in the development of something. The history of modern farming. Yeah. Definitely got to do with a narrative story. That means fantasy, not real. Sorry to disappoint you. Okay, let's get back.
10 miles up. And suppose we didn't have an atmosphere at all.
Ooh, but according to reality, we're not supposed to have an atmosphere if it's based on the world that you guys push, because gravity is not a force. So F equals ma does not count and cannot do anything to gas. So it cannot contain the gas here.
So then, are you still in space just by standing here on Earth?
I'm sure this guy has to be smoking something before he starts his shows, guys. So now he's basing it on how much density the atmo has, gas, where the line would be for space. Okay, out of 86 votes, space just a fact is still yes, 51%, no 49%. So more people are saying space is fake, guys. It's just a fantasy. Very, very it's a very how can I put it, surprised. I'm very surprised in this poll because I thought it's going to run away with no because all the globe guys are getting here. So yeah, this is showing more and more the globers are not really here anymore. Thank you guys for being here. Do really really want to say thank you for supporting this channel. Again, thank you for all the super chats, all the members, everybody, and just if you do like this, please just hit that like button, share so we can get out to a further audience. Let's see what Neil
Because
says.
under those in that circumstance, you would look up and you would no longer have a blue sky.
Oh, okay.
That's why I personally am not calling that space.
Okay.
Because you're using Earth's atmosphere as a definition of space, and I'm not giving it to you.
So the measuring stick cannot be the atmosphere of the body upon which you stand.
Should not be influenced by your atmosphere. That's correct.
So it shouldn't be. So what is space, Neil deGrasse? That's what space means. It's the space. I mean, how do I put this? This is a box. There's a space. Sorry, I just want to see if I'm actually showing. What would be space? This is a box. It's a boundary. Inside, there's space inside. It means there's a space, a void inside you. When I close it, there's a void inside you. That's what space means. The less substance in here, the more space there is. If there's more stuff in here, the less space there is. So, Neil deGrasse Tyson, you're going against the actual definition of what space means. I wonder if you realize that, guys. Pure Blood, thank you for coming. Flatzoids Science Education, thank you for coming. Yeah, I think he wants to confuse his listeners. I 100% agree. Where am I? Okay. Why is it opening that? Okay, sorry about that. I just want to get to where we're supposed to be. Why? Okay, is it showing? Yes. So let's get back to the show. Hey JK, thank you for coming. I 100% agree, JK. You have to be a special kind of stupid to believe gas can form into a ball inside a vacuum. Yeah. The first thing is also that I understand. If you have, how can I put it? The box again with the vacuum. If you have this vacuum, this box, and it's called the vacuum. Now, imagine there's no gas pressure inside it. It's like very minimum because it's a very low pressure system, because you don't get a perfect vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. What happens when you add gas pressure into here? It's no longer a vacuum because there's more gas pressure. It's a higher pressure system. So there's no actually such thing as a vacuum, just a lower pressure system. Okay.
All right.
I can't give that to you.
Glad you
Sorry.
agree with me.
I understand why you want to use that rule. Because if you're going to have a tourist jaunt and you're not quite going yet into orbit, you want to get at least that high so you can see the night sky in broad daylight. I get that. But I'm just going to say I just went on a very high plane ride. That's all I would say.
Okay, very high plane ride. He also looks kind of high to me the whole time. Almost like he wants to cry,
Wow.
guys.
Now, let me just say this. Because I happen to know that you know a lot of astronauts.
Yes.
A lot.
Oh,
Yeah, he's the globe priest. Obviously, he would know a lot of astronauts. That's how it works. Because he's the spokesperson for the globe. So he's going to know a lot of astronauts, guys.
I say this to their face? No.
And I was going to say, I'm hoping, I'm just hoping that you haven't had this conversation with any of them. Because they would be like, as soon as you leave, you're like, man, that guy's a real a-hole, man.
No, they would actually laugh with him because they know it's not real. You know, kind of get paid to do what they do. They get paid really handsomely too, so.
Right now.
Oh, when I was growing up, my brother would imitate them. He'd go, a fist into the chest.
Exactly. Damn.
Yeah, was gas collecting in a vacuum is an impossible process. Exactly. It cannot happen because then it's no longer a vacuum anyway.
Because that is harsh. But
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense when you think about it.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, if you want to say let's go into space, take me somewhere. That's all. Is that so wrong? Is that so? I don't want the definition of space to be contingent on how thick your atmosphere is.
Yes, of course you don't want that to be, because you know it violates the second law of entropy, the second law of thermodynamics. That's why. It's very, very simple stuff. So you got to try and get the audience to think differently about space. Instead of, no, yeah, we have to actually have answers for these guys. How can we prove that gas can be held down by gravity without containment? They can't. So now they have to try and subtly bring in changing the narrative. No, we can't say that's space. We have to give it another definition. Hey, Tony Whitcomb, thank you for coming. Yeah, the poll is full of indoctrination. Nature abhors vacuum. The only thing that exists in a vacuum is unicorns, not rockets or passengers. CGI Van Dan, if you sent a banana in space, what would happen to it? Very interesting stuff. I don't know, because space doesn't exist, so I wouldn't know.
So is the space station?
Actually, you're right, Techmine. It's a bastardization of relative density. Yep.
In space? Is that beyond that threshold? The space station? Is it beyond?
Oh yeah,
the
because
scattered-
even at that level, there's still a lot of atmospheric particles. There's just not enough of those particles to make the day sky blue. It's sky blue. So, but that's too low to put anything in a sustained orbit. You go up to the space station, it's 200, 250 miles. That's still getting atmospheric particles hitting it.
Right.
So every now and then the space station has to be boosted back.
One thing, Neil deGrasse, then why do we get the astronauts some saying, yeah, we can see the stars in space on the ISS, but you just said they can't really see the light because of the atmo that's not there. Might want to go talk to your fellow astronauts.
Back to its original orbit because the atmospheric particles are decaying the orbit. So yeah, this is.
Yeah, I 100% agree, Pureblood. Just prove space exists. Come prove it to us. Don't just talk about it, prove it to us, please. Show us gas pressure existing without containment. It's as simple as that. If you guys say gravity can do it, then it should be able to do it where it's stronger, which is closer to the center of mass. So that would be at ground level. You would have gas pressure, not needing containment, because gravity should hold it together. But we do not see this. Why? Because they always bring gas pressure in containment and pour it into another container to try and demonstrate it without containment. Yeah. Vaynant, have you seen the video about Neil deGrasse Cosmos on weed with Neil deGrasse Tyson? We can actually look at that up. Let's see. I think that can be quite funny to see. I think I have seen it. It's a music video, is it not? It was from John Thor or something that time. By the way, it's good to see 45 people. Yeah, it's really awesome. Stoner episode. Is this? No. What? Okay, it can't be that episode. I think it was Your Mind on Drugs. Hyman's what? Do you maybe have a link, Bainant? Oh, there we go. Yes, I remember watching this. This is epic. Yeah, Adam Meekin, good to see you. Can you believe it? Actually, the atmosphere particles are decaying in an orbit. That's a new one to say.
Dad, don't worry, Mom. I saw it on TV.
See? It's okay.
4 subscribers.
Saw it on the
I'm just gonna
television.
subscribe just because you got such little subscribers. Wow.
We are about to take a journey from the dawn of time to the distant future.
Yeah. To the distant future, guys.
Worlds, galaxies, space and time. Hi, I am Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm
Neil
here to
deGrasse.
tell you how f***ing rad space is.
Wow. Cosmos on weed, guys. This is epic.
To make this journey,
Yeah?
we need to use our imagination, our
Wow.
mind.
Okay, guys, sorry, I have to pause now and then and talk over it just so we don't get any copyright strike kind of thing. But I remember this. I'll send the link in the chat for you guys.
And this J I just rolled. The distance to the edge of the observable universe is
Yeah.
13.8 billion light years.
Wow. Yeah.
Doesn't that make you feel small? Like nothing even matters.
What he just said is the whole crux of why heliocentrism exists. It makes you feel insignificant. It's there to make you feel that you don't have worth, so you don't have a creator. You might want to think about that, guys. Wow.
Closest neighbor to the Milky Way is the expansive Andromeda galaxy. Whoa. That is a pretty weird word.
Andromeda.
Andromeda. Andromeda.
Andromeda. I must say, it actually looks quite a lot like deGrasse if you think about it.
Andromeda. Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
We all were created from stars.
Yeah, remember like Michelle, the fella, she says, we are cousins of rocks because we come from stardust. I don't know.
Everything is star stuff. This pizza, this cheese, and this pepperoni is stars.
He's eating stars, guys. He's eating stars. Do you guys notice this? It's showing the floating pizza in space, kind of as a joke, guys.
We are. Oh, how is that made from stars? I think that's basil. A generation ago, Carl Sagan took us on a cosmic journey unlike any other.
Hey,
Who would have thought someone so chill would hang out with me?
that's quite scary.
Some dude. Oh, damn it. And now I'm here.
I must say, I think this guy must have had fun making this video. Definitely. Neil smoking deGrasse Tyson, exactly. Told you he's on crack. Yep. Hey, Clabricus, thank you for being here. Glad you could make it. Yeah, let's carry on.
To take you on the same journey to unlock the secrets of
size of that thing. You are being brainwashed by government shows, yeah? Thank you for that. I'm gonna give the link in the video for the video, guys. What did you guys think of that? I think that was quite good. It was well done. Okay, let's move back to Neil deGrasse Tyson making very bad claims.
It's outside of that definitional layer.
But it's still
that.
low Earth orbit.
It's still Leo, low Earth orbit.
Leo.
And I don't even want middle Earth orbit or geosynchronous orbit. There's still you're still kind of attached to Earth.
Attached to Earth. Okay, guys, we always attach to Earth. It's like he just wants to get away from Earth. You know, it's bad. Why? Why do they so badly want to get away from Earth? Have you not realized all these guys, they so badly want to just get away? It's like they have some kind of uneasy feeling about the creation of Earth. Really weird.
And I'm sorry, as an astrophysicist, to me space is the large-scale structure of the universe. So give me my warp drives, and then I'll be happy.
All right, listen, I can't find fault with anything you said. It kind of makes sense, especially the destination part, which I think also inspires.
Yeah, take mine. I think of myself as a complicated rock. That was Michelle Thaler, I think. Let's quickly. I'm gonna put in complicated rock. The atmosphere particles are decaying in orbit. Neil deGrasse Tyson, exactly. Adam Meakin. Shout out to Adam Meakin as well, guys. He's the one that actually helped me rebrand the show. He organized the logo and the new look and the intro and everything. So thank you again, Adam Meakin. You rock. Let's see. Michelle. Feller. What was it? What did I say? Now the complicated rocks. Let's see what she says about complicated rocks, guys. There, a complicated rock. A very interesting footage, yeah. Yes, cartoons take up space. Cartoons take up anything. Okay, sorry about that. It's advert. There is containment. Yep, there's containment. How do we know this? Because we have gas pressure. Very simple stuff.
The ancient stardust is sucked into the sun, never to be seen again. But the leftovers clump together to form comets, asteroids, planets,
Yeah?
and eventually, life.
Life.
I actually think of
Okay, here we go. Listen to what Michelle Thaler says, guys.
myself as a very complicated rock. I am made of things like iron and copper and manganese. When you sit down on a mountainside and you're there with a rock, those are your cousins too.
Wait, let's get it. Wait, again. Oh, I can't. Right, okay.
Your cousins too.
They're cousins too, guys. Complicated rocks. Okay, listen.
And copper and manganese. When you sit down on a mountainside and you're there with a rock, those are your cousins too.
Did you hear that, guys? When you sit down on a mountainside and you're there with a rock, those are your cousins too. And we're supposed to take these people seriously. Come on. Come on, guys. A rock is your cousin. I mean, yeah, that's the face I'm also giving. Ah, wow. Yeah, that's the face I'm giving to. Those are your cousins too. So what happened to the apes being your cousins? Now the rocks are your cousins too. So Evolution, guys, we come from rocks. Did we see that in the Darwin evolution timeline yet? Coming from rocks? Okay, let's carry on.
Progress.
Let space be where you're going.
Yeah, destination inspires progress. Nobody.
That's right.
Nobody says, pack a bag. I'm going to the store. Nobody does that.
Or no one says, watch me drive around the block 100
Right,
times.
exactly. No.
Hey, Expose Antarctica, thank you for being here. It's good to see you. That long Hebrew word, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but if meteorites get through the dome, sky lit, how? What's a meteorite? Who claimed they actually go through anything? Yeah, she's more stoned than NDT in this last clip. I think they all go and sit in a room somewhere in the background. They smoke a joint together and drink some strong booze to try and lie to the people, because at the end of the day they have to lie to themselves. So ice comet in a vacuum, exactly, Cabricus. Oh man, this is funny. Okay, let's carry on.
Nobody does that, you know.
Grandpa, are you going to go anywhere? No, I'm just going around the block.
Let me tell you,
Ain't that cool?
We're going for a drive around the block. Yeah, no, nobody does that. Going to a destination makes all the difference in the world, so I'm going to give you that. Yeah.
You got it. All right, we got to call it quits there. That was enough.
Oh, Gary Rabinga, my cousins are rock stars. Yeah, rock stars, that's a good one. I enjoyed that video, guys. I have some more Einstein theory in space. What is space-time and space-time explained? Why is my Google Chrome not responding? Oh no. While it's waiting for a respond. 48 people in chat. That's brilliant. Thank you guys all for being here. It's good to see you guys. You know, I do have space open on Gilded and on Discord if anybody's interested to come, and on Element, by the way. So if anybody is interested in to chat, you're more than welcome to come on. Gas giants forming in the near perfect vacuum of space. No, they believe anything. Exactly, they do believe anything. I will send the link for man, I think I've got to get batteries for this mouse. Okay, that's the Discord chat. If anybody wants to come in and actually just have a little discussion, it's cool. We can talk together. And then the Gilded. Ooh, where is my Gilded now? Okay, Gilded's not seeming to work too well with me. Sorry, guys. But I do have Discord in there if you guys want to come and chat. Yeah, Aurorian, she should not be alone with small children. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Okay, I'm going to show the next video, and like I said, you guys are more than welcome to come in and come and chat if you want to. Man, why? Okay, let's see if it's showing. Yeah, now we have what is space, the Einstein theory of space. Look how they try and explain it, guys. This is not trying to obviously be a very dumbed down version, but look how idiotic it is to try and demonstrate something that cannot be demonstrated because it doesn't exist. This is based on fourth dimension. We live in a three-dimensional reality.
It was this: if you don't have anything out in space, that's a flat space.
Yeah, remember, space is said to be flat, guys. So it's actually very hypocritical when the globalists say, no, we cannot have flat Earth, but space can be flat. Very hypocritical.
If you were to take a planet, a ball, whatever it is, a rocket ship, and roll it, it would make a straight line in that space-time.
Straight line in the space-time, guys. First of all, space is a concept. It's simply low pressure system because there's more space to occupy. Time is a man-made concept that's based on reference. You're referencing a duration or time on a timeline. You cannot do anything, it's not anything physical. You can never get back what's already passed. So if time has gone by, it's gone by. It's not coming back. You can't do anything about it. You can't freeze time. You can't go back in time. You can't go forward in time. It's a man-made concept because it's literally just created to reference a thing on a timeline, a point on a timeline. That's what time is.
Watch it up on the screen. I roll it, and it makes a straight line.
Guys, makes a straight line. Okay? Yeah, carry on.
But according to Einstein, if you go and have a star, that star will bend space-time in that...
So it's bending the flat fabric of space, guys. Do these guys realize how dumb this sounds?
An extra dimension that you can't see. See, you can't see...
Extra dimension that you can't see, guys. Can you see fourth dimension? No, you cannot, because we only live in 3 dimensions. Fourth dimension does not exist. So they have to create something in the 4th dimension. In other words, evoking supernaturalist. So, also another contradiction when it comes to the so-called atheists. Hey, Flatzoids Fish, good to see you. Thank you for coming. And Joe's Lace, thank you for being here. Yeah. Godzilla, yeah, get the guys on Globies in Discord. Let's see if they'll come on. But like I'm saying, also another contradiction you Globe guys have is when you want to evoke things like 4th dimension and stuff that you cannot, you have faith that it exists. You are the same so-called Globies, I'm talking about the atheist Globies obviously, that say, oh, I cannot believe in God because I do not see him. But your whole model is based on things you cannot see. You do not see Earth rotation, you believe it works. You do not see gravity, although you think it works. Hence what they're showing here, 4th dimension. You cannot see it. Do you understand? Everything your model, your religion is based on is faith-based that you cannot see. You are more spiritual than people that are not, that are God-fearing Christians and Muslims and Buddhists and whatever. It's really weird. Let's go on. Is there someone in chat?
Yes, sir, I'm on Discord.
Hey Rob, how's it going, dude?
Going great.
That's good.
They also have their belief is the religion of atheism.
Yep.
But we can't be here without a creator.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, but that's what I said. They actually contradict themselves because they believe in space-time and gravity and not being able to see it. Everything they believe in is faith-based that they cannot experience themselves. So they're actually hypocrites.
Yeah, that's right, because they weren't there at the Big Bang either.
So it's actually sad that they think that everybody is now spiritual because you believe in the flat earth, but they don't look at their own belief system and question it. I mean, we can't see how they have to try and demonstrate gravity working in 4th dimension, but they're using 3 dimension to try and demonstrate 4th dimension. And then it says you can't see it. Does it bend it down like he's showing? Yeah, remember guys, Godzilla, they're saying space is flat. Space is flat. Amazing stuff.
See it bent up over there, but you can see it here. And that bent space-time, if you roll the ball, see now it looks like it's going around and around.
And then it hits the planet. Why aren't we seeing this happen, guys? Oh, I know, because that's not how it works in reality. Yeah. That's not how it works.
That planet. So according to Einstein, there is no connection between the star and the planet.
There's no connection between the star and planet. So doesn't that go against acceleration of masses between masses, guys? Remember, Newtonian, mass attracts mass. So there's a link. Einstein, there's no link, therefore mass does not attract mass. And it's not a force. Yet people want to claim mass attracts mass. by saying things fall to the ground, therefore mass is attracting mass. You guys must get to date with your gravity.
You have is the star bending the fabric of space. And this little, what Einstein said was this.
Yeah, bending the fabric of space, guys. Let's look at what the poll is saying. I hope. Okay, out of 110 votes, space just a fancy. 45% yes, 55% no. Seeking your derp alert must be ringing off the wall. Because math. Exactly, Exposed Antarctica, because math. Okay, this one I just had to put in, guys. This is Neil deGrasse Tyson again, explaining space-time.
What is space-time? You already know. You have never met someone at a place unless it was also at a time. You have never met someone at a time unless it was...
Okay, I get it.
So
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Seeking saltwater. Yeah, thank you for coming. You guys, you already know. You have met someone at a time, but you have also not really had time before you've met someone. Okay? That makes so much sense.
What happens to a photon from 13,800 billion years that comes this way and enters my eye?
Renemy, Einstein rings prove both the existence of gravity and that light can bend. No, there's no such thing as Einstein rings. You guys observed a cyclic nature that was predicted because it's part of the cycles in nature. And because you guys want it so badly because of correlation, you claim it to have validated Einstein. And now Einstein is shown wrong because of quantum mechanics. Weird how Newton was right until Einstein came along. Now Einstein is wrong because quantum mechanics is around. And now they're even pushing entropic gravity. Very odd. For something that's keep getting validated and has to keep changing. And this is why I laugh when everybody says, oh, the globe is scientific. No, it's pseudo-scientific. That's why it keeps changing.
So I can see it. Why? Where's space involved in that?
It entered your eye at a time and at a place. Right here.
Oh.
That's all that matters here.
So yeah, where's space in this? It just entered at your time and in your eye and time here. That's what we're saying. Okay.
Is that all we're saying?
Well, once you have formalized space and time and know that they're conjoined, then you can make all kinds of fascinating calculations with
what is
relativity.
all that? The train.
Ah, okay. So you have to correlate two man-made concepts to have it working when you can't see it, to explain it working in reality.
It's going and I'm walking down there.
Yeah,
I'm walking down the train. I'm walking on the
time
and the thing and the chain. What is all that?
That's all the concept.
It's just relativity, guys. It's relative to your observation, to your perspective. A272, thank you for being here. Z2, I believe Earth is flat and contained. Makes more sense than the globe in a vacuum. 100% agree, because the globe in a vacuum violates natural law, and they have so much contradictions that they keep on having to plug with new theories.
Consequences of thinking about space and time as conjoined.
But it's confusing.
So?
Yeah, pure blood. Stars look like lights in water. I mean, remember when they showed solar luminescence? That is really light in a star in a jar kind of thing. Let's see if I can pick it up quickly. Solar lumine. There we go. Very long word. Let's see. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but star in a jar. Really. Pick it up. Come on. This is really awesome stuff. There we go. This explains more to me what stars and things could be, if it's in the waters, you could say, than what the globe is explaining, because this is actually demonstratable. Ooh.
The first time I saw solar luminescence was in a darkened room.
guys. That's all because of frequency. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. You know.
I was transfixed to look at this spherical flask of fluid.
See that? It's collapsing in on itself, and it's creating a pressure wave which creates the light because it gets a lot of thermal energy.
And you look into the center, and in the center see a glowing blue-purple light, which could be seen with the unaided eye.
Yeah, check there, guys. Amazing stuff.
It looked like a star in the heavens.
Yeah, just like he's saying, star in a jar. It looks like the star in the heavens. Now it's weird that can happen in liquid, in water.
A jar, a tiny spot of bright light contained in a flask of liquid.
Beautiful stuff.
This star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid. And this...
So yeah, it's frequency, guys. All just frequency.
Sound wave makes the bubble do something remarkable. First it expands, then it collapses.
And implodes on
itself. And this collapse happens so violently that vapor molecules trapped inside the bubble slam together and heat up so much that the bubble gives off an incredible burst of heat and light. Several thousand times a second.
Now, isn't that more plausible to being what the stars can be than what they are giving us in space? Get the Brave browser, no ads. Thank you. Yeah, someone's actually said I must try and look at using the Brave browser. A light made by sound. Who would have thought? Exactly, Derek Nelson, good to see you. Thank you. Hebrew name that I cannot pronounce. Thank you. Yeah, people have been telling me I must maybe look at Brave and stuff. I just don't know how much stable it is though. But I can try and look into it with no adverts. But yeah, light in a jar. This looks much more like a star could be than what we are told with nuclear fission in space, in a vacuum. Okay, let's carry on.
Not only is it, the universe is under no obligation to make sense to William Shatner.
No, the universe is under no obligation to make sense to anybody, it seems, because you guys can just make shit up as you go along.
No, but William Shatner's under the obligation to make sense of the universe, as you are doing. And what?
He's trying to make sense of the universe? No, he doesn't even know what's going on in the universe, remember? He even says, when somebody asks him, what's gravity? Oh, I don't know. What's this? Oh, I don't know. Says you in 300 or okay. Igor, thank you for coming. So stars are physical then. How far away are they? I'm not saying they are physical, Igor. I'm saying, yes, fusion, Igor. Nuclear fusion. Okay, what the hell? Anyway, I'm saying it's more plausible than what you guys are taught with the heliocentric model. That's all I'm saying.
Why do I slow down as I approach the speed of light? Does it apply to a photon 13?
Now you want to freak out? I don't want your head to explode. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not ready. Are you ready?
No,
I'm ready.
Okay. The faster you go, the slower time ticks.
Say that again?
See what I'm saying? Using a man-made construct of time that doesn't exist. It's literally just a reference on a point on a timeline. You cannot go forward, reverse, or stop time. It's a reference on a timeline. It's a man-made concept that doesn't exist. Now he's saying if you move fast enough, you move faster than time. Can this even be presented in reality? No. So really, it's...
Faster you move, slower time ticks for you, as seen by others.
Right.
As you approach the speed of light, time continues to slow down.
Yes.
At the speed of light, time stops.
Tell me something, how did they even come up with the speed of sound, guys? Was it verified with a one-way or two-way speed of light?
Which means for a photon moving at the speed of light, when it is absorbed in your retina, it is the same instant it was emitted at the Big Bang 14 billion years ago. That's what...
Really? And that's why you can still see stars that burnt out millions and billions of years ago, guys. Yeah. Remember the narrative, the story, the fantasy of space.
Well, I thought the photon gets emitted, bam, it's in your, as far as...
Don't you guys love it? It's like the photon gets bam, bam, it's in your face. It's like, what happened? Yeah, this is how they work, guys. It's like telling a story very excitingly. It's you got to keep the people engaged into that narrative. That's how it works. Gotta give NDT an A+. He's a master genius of pseudoscience. Yes, he definitely is. Let's carry on.
Concerned? It is in your eye in that same...
Can we measure that photon and
yes,
observe the Big Bang?
I know that came from the Big Bang, and I'm watching it.
You know it came from the Big Bang. How did you know it came from the Big Bang, Neil deGrease? Deal this smoking Tyson?
It's taken 13.8 billion years to reach you, but if you are that photon, it does not experience that time.
Exactly, Raynon. Bam!
What a great science fiction story that is.
Instantaneous.
Great science fiction story that is. Guys, listen.
Science fiction story that is.
Ooh, wait again. We just have to replay that.
What a great science fiction story that is.
Instantaneous.
Great science fiction story that is. Yes, it is, William Shatner. Science fiction. Exactly that. Nothing about space makes any sense. Yeah, it's just fantasy. Let's see, out of 118 votes, space, just a fantasy. 45% say yes, 55% say no. Still very surprised about this poll because I thought there's going to be so much Globers in here voting against it, saying no, no, no. And it's definitely not a runaway, which is really, really surprising. Good to see 48 people still in here. Thank you all for being here. Thanks everybody that's already in here. Please just hit that like button, share it so it can get to more people. Do you like the thumbnails? I'm trying really hard to make the thumbnails more appealing to a wider audience. Wanted to stand out for you guys. Hey Quinlan, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Again, thank you for earlier. Godzilla37 became a member and he gifted 5 memberships. Can you believe it? That's really awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, so thank you to him and thank you everybody that's here. I think we can go on to the next video. I think we're running out of videos though. Just first, relativity predicts that a Doberman traveling at a near sea to another star will morph into a Chihuahua, way more than a Saint Bernard, and be younger than a twin who stayed on Earth. Poodle. I'm glad you're enjoying the thumbnail. Face reality. I'm trying really hard to make it look more appealing for you guys. Okay, let's see. This is from Science Time. They are The Science of Time Explained by Brian Greene. Yeah, let me just squeeze it out. I say. Okay. Let's see what Brian Greene has to say.
We all feel its existence.
No, nobody feel. Can anybody feel time? How do you feel its existence? It's a man-made concept. It's a reference. You don't feel its existence. So that's already a false statement. What? It's like 3 seconds in, 2 seconds, 3 seconds in, you already had a false statement, guys. Anyway, let's carry on.
It makes sense of our world. It's elusive, fluid, and dynamic.
Fluid and dynamic, guys. Elusive, fluid, and dynamic. This is how he's explaining time. Something that's not physical.
Time. It has baffled thinkers for millennia, yet...
Why has time baffled thinkers for millennia? You literally have a construct to have a reference line, so you can have a point on that reference line, so you can note in history when something happened, or you can have a duration, so you can have a control of something. It's as simple as that. Angelic Balsac, glad you could make it, thank you for coming. Jiffy Cones, thank you for coming. Where did you, Andrew Johnson, why did you misrepresent Veritasium in your previous thumbnail and video title? No, I did not. If you guys haven't already, please just go watch that last video where I actually showed Veritasium say the earth does rotate under their feet. I don't know what's misrepresenting about it, but I will send the link in the info box below for you guys. Let's see, videos. I will send it. Oh, it was on a live, sorry. There we go. Copy link address. I'll stick it in the chat for you guys if you want to go and watch it afterwards or whatever. Just go to my channel and watch it. Where Veritasium literally says the earth is moving faster towards the east. That's why they shoot the rockets that way, because it's leaving the earth's surface. But the anti-flat earthers do not like this because it goes against them and their Velcro Atmo. Hey William Brackley, thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Okay, let's get back to where we were. Time. Don't know how it's baffling people if it's just a reference on a timeline.
No one knows what it actually is.
No one knows what time is, guys. But the guy, man created time. The concept of time. It's just a concept.
Time is the most familiar quality of experience because there's nothing that takes place that doesn't take place within an interval of time, and yet at the same...
He didn't say that Earth moved under rockets. You lied. Is that so?
I got one thing to add.
Yeah.
Time is a man-made convention, but in the beginning are the first three words of the Bible.
In the beginning, yeah.
Refers to time.
The start. Exactly. Hey Raichi, thank you for coming. Yeah, they invented it, then it baffles them because they brainwash themselves into believing it's a real thing. Exactly, Raichi. Yeah, but that's it, Rob. It's in the beginning God created. So God created the beginning of time. Remember, he created time because he put reference, the sun and the stars, the sun, moon and stars in the sky to represent times and seasons. It's all for reference. It's not physical. Very, very, very plain stuff. I don't know what's so baffling for these so-called scientists. So there we go. Coming. I think I did. Why launch in Florida? My baby in the background, she's a bit irritated at the moment. She's busy having tea. This is... So, yeah, let's listen to what Veritasium has to say, guys.
Why do we launch rockets in Florida? I remember as a kid just not getting it. As I watched these rocket launches get scrubbed due to bad weather, I was like, you guys know that's Florida, right? That's where they get the hurricanes and the thunderstorms and, you know,
Yeah, just that alone, you know, like I said, there's this reason why they actually launched the rockets in Florida. That's where he comes from. Like he says, the weather's usually bad, so the hurricanes or anything. Hey Jeff, good to see you. Thank you for coming. But I want you guys to listen to... I'm just letting it load up again quickly. To what he says. Hey Cosmic Surfer. Yes, I do agree. Earth does not actually rotate on us, but tonight we are just going to, how can we put it? Educate the anti-flat earthers on Coriolis effect, because they don't seem to understand, based on their own narrative, what Coriolis effect is. Oh, note guys, you see I'm drinking a green cup there. I'm drinking the same green cup. I have a different shirt on now. Am I traveling back in time, or am I talking to myself back in time, guys? So I thought we might just go have to just educate them a bit, because it's quite embarrassing when we get someone to come and they want to defend the globe but don't actually know what Coriolis effect is, because when they actually try to defend it, they defend the flat earth.
Yep.
Because then it's not stationary. Because then it is stationary.
It's stationary, exactly.
Let's go.
The Apollo missions got hit by a lightning strike on its way out of the atmosphere. It's unbelievable. But there are two very good reasons why they launched rockets from here. The first is
okay, two reasons, guys. Listen up.
Because the
Pay
ground
attention,
beneath
Andrew.
our feet is moving to the east very fast. Everything is unbelievable. But there are two very good reasons why they launched rockets from here. The first is
okay, two reasons, guys. Listen up.
Because the ground beneath our feet is moving to the east very fast.
The ground beneath our feet is moving to the east very fast. What did you say I was lying again, Andrew? Next time, pay attention. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to where we were with time being a concept.
Same time, it is perhaps the most mysterious quality of the world. So it's a wonderful confluence of the familiar and the deeply mysterious all in one little package.
Making time more complicated than it is. That's all they're actually doing, guys. Just making it more complicated. Just want to make sure it's showing. Okay, it is showing.
If you were to ask me, what is time? I don't really know. I don't think anybody does.
Just because you don't know doesn't think anybody else does. It's very simple. Time is an imaginary concept. It's a line. You have a beginning. In the beginning, God said, voila, that's the start of the conceptual timeline. Now we're moving up in that so-called timeline, the reference frame. If we stopped on a history point, let's say back at World War II or whatever, there's a point on that timeline. Or what about when the so-called astronauts went to the moon? There was the timeline. When somebody got their first independence, there was the timeline. Now, can we place something on that timeline before it even happens? No. Can we go back on that timeline to actually recall that? No. You only have a reference of that time in history, that point on that timeline. There, green, I just explained to you what time is. It's a conceptual medium. It's a concept. It's a man-made construct to reference time or a duration on a timeline. Hence why you do an experiment using duration of time, so you know if you want to do that experiment again, you can have the same duration, aka control. But can you go back in time to do it? No, you are just moving on that timeline. Yeah, time proves God's existence because God created the timeline. So it's impossible to actually be an atheist and claim time, if you think about it, because in the beginning, God. So good point there, Rob.
Say what time gives us, it allows us the language for talking about change. It allows us to envision the events of the universe being spread out in this temporal timeline, and then
temporal timeline, okay.
That way allows us to see the patterns that unfold within time, allows us the structure and the organization to think about things in that kind of a progression. But
no, time doesn't do anything. It's just the reference. You observing things is not time causing it. You just observe it. No, it's not circular reasoning, Andrew. I would like you to apologize for saying I misrepresented and lied, by the way.
What actually is it? I don't really know, and that's so strange because you can measure it.
You can measure time, can you now? No, you can measure a duration of time, and you can reference a timeline. You cannot measure time, it does not exist. You measure a duration of time. That's what it's called, the duration, for a reason. Hey, Flat in the Curve, good to see you, thank you for coming. Humanity measured the speed of light. That's what you say. I get it. But the part of that group that worships at the altar of globe earth religion. Yep. I can see Rob narrating the documentary on Flat Earth.
Laboratories in the world that measure this thing called time to spectacular precision. But, you know, if you go up to the folks...
Angelic Bassett. So time doesn't exist, so no God either. No. God is supernatural. Do you understand? He's outside the realms of nature. God created nature. The rest of us have to be bound by nature, but God doesn't. God created the naturalistic laws. He's supernatural. In other words, he's above nature. So when we say, let's say the first law of thermodynamics, you cannot create or destroy energy, hence the Big Bang contradicts it. God is above that. God can create himself. He's supernatural. He can create energy. He can destroy energy. He can do anything he wants because he's not bound by nature. God supernatural, nature natural. Time, man-made concept in a natural world. Time is nothing. God is timeless. Show exactly where Veritasium said the Earth moves under rockets. I just showed you that. If you don't want to listen, you can just go watch the stream again, Andrew. I cannot help if you are too idiotic to understand words that come out of people's mouths actually have meaning. Okay.
And say, what is it that you're actually measuring?
Yes, you can't measure time, you can only measure duration. The reason you can measure duration is because it's the duration on a timeline. Let's say I am boiling an egg. I know it takes 10 minutes, aka duration, to get the egg to a certain point. So I have the reference of 10 minutes to get that to that point. That's how it works.
Don't know that they can really articulate the kind of answer that you would expect from those who are engineering a device that can measure something called time to that level of precision.
I can measure so-called time. It's called a watch. You know, we're doing it now on the screen. Here we go. Let's go look. It's 10:15 Central African time, guys. There, the computer is measuring time. It's weird. It's like he's trying to make it more complicated than it is, guys. And he's showing light moving through, like the double slit and everything, while talking about time, as if that has anything to do with it. He said it moves under our feet, Andrew. Those were his words. And then after that, he talks about why the rockets are going that way, because of the conservation of momentum under the rockets. Uh-oh.
So it's a very curious combination.
As a general definition, time is the continued sequence of existence and events that occur in an apparently irreversible succession from the past through the...
I like how they put a globe there. I mean, we're talking about time. Why are they showing a globe? Do you guys realize that? See, this is where the indoctrination continues. This is about the time. What has the time got to do with the globe? You explaining time.
They can't help themselves.
But you understand what I'm saying? They're explaining time, but they have to show the globe. For what? Yeah, they cannot help themselves. It's sad.
The present into the future.
Oh, man. Really sad stuff. So, Rob, do you have any thoughts on this?
Wow. Not really. I kind of gave you my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's actually a open and shut case if you think about it. Should we carry on? Let's carry on. Well, I might have to look for more videos though, because I think time's still standing still.
I gotta take off. It's time for try thinking.
Oh, awesome. Say hi to everybody there.
I will.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate your time being here.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Dude, blessings. Hey, Des Studio. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Moomin Rider. It's good to see you. Yeah. It's... What's going on? Okay. I don't know, Phil. Looks like Colonel Sanders. What is arbitrary? Everything's arbitrary. Okay, let's see what what's saying. Space, just fantasy. Yes, 47%. No, 53% from 142 votes. Measure at your own risk. Upset. We all agreed that we still still chabber air because space is fake and it will have nowhere to go without physical containment anyway. Yep. Without containment, we wouldn't have air because it will all just release into the atmosphere. I'm going to quickly show you guys something. I should have the video on my PC, I hope so. Oh wait, no, I don't. I have it on my phone. But again, thank you guys all for being here. 56 people watching. Really do appreciate you guys. Thank you. I cannot believe that how the streams are actually growing, and it's all thanks to you guys. Really appreciate it. You guys really are awesome. Okay, why doesn't my YouTube want to open now? It's now freezing on me. Okay. Man. Sorry guys, my Windows don't want to open on YouTube for some odd reason. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now we can see this. I think once you finish it, then I'm gonna do some gas pressure entropy thing. I think that can be quite interesting.
One subject of study in science, but defining it in a manner applicable to all fields without circularity has consistently eluded scientists. In general...
Yeah, gas go down, go boom, boom, boom. Gas go down, go boom, boom. I still love that.
Relativity, the physical nature of time is addressed with respect to events in space-time. For example, the collision of two particles, the explosion of a supernova.
Wow. Beautiful. I love the soundtrack for that, by the way.
Or the arrival of a rocket ship.
And time is one of our most precious commodities, perhaps...
Commodity? How can time be a commodity?
The most precious commodity. I mean, we enter the world, we're given a certain allotment of time, we don't know how much...
No, we enter the world and we go through entropy. We decay. You have the arrow of time with entropy. It's just describing the process, but it's definitely not actual. Hey Kevlar, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Really do appreciate you all being here. I hope you guys are enjoying this stream as much as I am, because I'm actually enjoying this quite much.
Time we're given. Now we have spent countless hours, decades, centuries pondering the nature of time.
No one's pondering the nature of time. It's only you guys that's trying to ponder the nature of time because you cannot accept that it's a man-made concept.
And there is a lot we understand about time, but if we even reflect on the starting point, where you would imagine that we begin our exploration of time, the definition...
The exploration of time. How are you going to explore time? A man-made concept. Something that's just there to reference on a timeline. It's like taking a paper, drawing a line across it, and pointing points on it with references to what happened on that point. That's all that time is.
Of time, we still are hard-pressed to give that definition, right? Time certainly has to do with change. That's how we recognize that time has elapsed.
Time has elapsed because of change, okay?
But trying to really get at the heart of what time actually is proves extraordinarily difficult. John Wheeler, one of the great physicists of our age, he famously said that
no, in the same way that length is not man-made, but meter is, time is not man-made, but seconds are. No, a meter is a unit of measure based on something physical. So like this bottle is physical, I can physically measure it, but I'm giving the unit of measure is man-made based on giving reference to this physical object. Time is just a reference given on a timeline to reference a part in history, or like so-called prediction with the cycles in the sky. We can predict something based on past events that were observed. Hence the stars and stuff have cycles they go through. Yes, if it is placed on a timeline, you can work out predictions based on the timeline. Are you actually going forward in time? No. Are you doing anything in time? No. It's a reference. It's a simple concept. Just like when you go to a filing cabinet and you have, you know, the files A, B, C, D, all the way to Z or Z, and you say, I want to look for file T. You go through the reference. I found file T. You take file T. You had the reference system to get the file T. That's how timeline works. It's a reference system. It's there for, how can I put it, organization.
time is nature's way of ensuring that everything doesn't happen all at once.
But then you guys want to preach time travel. Time travel is in essence happening all at once.
And certainly that is a quality of time, but trying to get at the heart of what it is difficult. What we have done to try to get a handle on time over the course of many centuries is devise ever better ways of measuring.
Oh, this is quite beautiful. Look how beautiful flat that is, guys. That's quite nice, I have to say. Do you guys love how it converges to the vanishing point? You know, perspective. Something ballers don't understand.
The passage of time. We try to find processes out there in the natural world. We've helped.
Yeah. Out there in the natural world, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Yeah, it's just processes in the natural world. The time is just a reference of those processes, aka durations.
That are cyclical, that are repetitive. And we
remember what I said? Cyclical, it's repetitive. Exactly. That's all the globe is based on. Repetitive observations, cyclical nature. That's why they can back engineer the globe to have the way it does. It's all just based on thousands and thousands of years of observations and cycles.
We have improved upon it by making use of atomic clocks, in which, for instance, this is an example where a cesium atom can be excited by bombarding it with laser pulses, and then it itself will pulse. And in fact, we now define...
I actually saw an interesting video now the other night from a channel where he got 2 cesium clocks and he's trying to synchronize them. Yeah, I actually want to see if I can do a video on that sometime. It can be quite interesting.
The second, by counting the number of vibrations of the radiation that comes out of this cesium.
Jiffy cones, lol, perspective. You failed to show the correct way to calculate perspective. Again, McToon couldn't even bring up the thread that was some weird odd vanished to actually show that I said he was calculating it wrong. I never ever once said he never calculated the orthographic view wrong. I said he didn't do perspective. He did orthographic. I explained it for over 2 hours to the guy, just like to you guys. Orthographic view is not perspective view. Very simple stuff. So I do not need to go and explain to him and work out a way to calculate perspective because he made a claim that orthographic is perspective. Do you understand that? The simple fact of the matter is McToon doesn't understand the difference between perspective and orthographic. 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional. Heck, he doesn't even understand what projection means. That's why he thinks the flat earth map with the Gleason's, that says projection on it, is glow projection. No, it's not. That word projection is topographical projection, McToon. Yes, not globe projection, topographical projection. Whoops. So when you want to strawman people and say, oh, but you used the globe map because it's globe projection. No, topographical projection. Just had to point that out.
133 atomic species. So this is a wonderful progression in the history of trying to measure this thing called time, because atomic clocks, they are so accurate, they're so reliable in their repetitive process, their cyclical process.
Weiskopf, McToon is actually colorblind. You want to listen to him on vision. Now, Weiskopf, I do not trust McToon with anything optical, really. It's really funny, but yeah. McToon is a snake. He is a liar. And the funny thing is that he wants to call every single flat earth a liar, apparently. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. Because like I said, I'm happy he came on because I have some great content to share and to show just what an ignorant buffoon he is. He did ask me today for, remember the flask I showed him? Because I wanted him to do the orthographic based on perspective in there. We're going to see if he's going to get it right, because I did send it to him today again, because he says so much people are asking him, he must sort it out. He must work it out. So we're going to see if he's going to get it right, guys.
That some of these devices will lose less than a second in 1 million or 10 million years.
In ancient Greece, some philosophers thought that time is not a reality but a concept. Even some theoretical physicists today think that time is nothing but an illusion.
Yeah, time is just a concept, it's not actual.
Until Einstein's reinterpretation of the physical concepts associated with time and space, time was considered to be the same everywhere in the universe, with all observers measuring the same time interval for any event. But nothing
is just nonsense.
Could be further from the truth.
Yeah.
Theories were devised for the possibility.
It's just nonsense. You're taking a concept of space and you're taking a concept of time and you are trying to tell them, here, you guys are intertwining in a fourth dimension, a mathematical construct, and saying it's physical. That's it. You're taking something that's not physical, it's a man-made construct of reference, another construct to explain area that is available to fill space, and saying they're both physical in a fourth dimension that you cannot experience. Therefore, physical. If you had to go and say it that way to anybody somewhere, they would think you're mentally insane. Yeah, they would send you to Grundakis.
Of absolute time. But the physicists working on these problems found that the idea was even more counterintuitive than Einstein's relativity equations. One of the most frequent questions people wonder when thinking about time is whether it's physically possible to go back in time.
No, again, the only people that think this is the people that think time is physical. Again, I'm not going to repeat it. I think I've made myself clear. It's just a concept on a timeline.
But a central problem with time travel, the past, is the violation of causality.
I do think that at the macroscopic level, there is a fundamental notion of causality that does emerge from a starting point that may not have causality built in. So I certainly would allow that at the
Alan Norstrand, since when does it make you a liar because you don't believe in another man's theory? Yeah, well, that's what you call a bigot, Alan. They are all just bigots because it's wrong to go against their religion. And then they ignore and forget we were all once globe believers too. We weren't born flat earthers. We came to the realization that the globe was a lie. So, what is more logical and seen as intelligent? To look into something that is supposedly a lie and you realize it's a lie, so your logical deduction is, hang on, I'm taught a lie, therefore it's not reality. Or the person that gets shown, okay, yes, this is wrong, but denying every step of that process and just staying in it and then making fun of the people that's leaving their cult. What is more logical and shown to be intelligent? Excuse me. Okay.
deepest description of reality when we finally have that on the table.
Oh, another advert. Okay. Another example of science complicating the simple is with gravity. Yeah, they do the same with gravity. They create a concept that is not actual, and because they can't prove it, they have to make different validations to try and revalidate their theory, their so-called belief, because it's not actual. Godzilla 37. No, we were born fluffers, then we lied to before we even knew it was a lie. Is good way of putting it. Yeah. How's this poll going? I cannot believe it. It's still very close. 167 votes. Space just a fantasy. Yes, 44%. No, 56%. Odd. And yeah, I was looking for that surveyor's citation I was talking about at the 200 meters. It's just oddly vanished off the internet for some odd reason. So now apparently I'm a liar. But you can go ask Jesse Tuskowski and the main surveyor. And you can ask Bev Try Thinking Everything, because we all spoke about this even on Twitter and everything with them about this actual citation. So yeah, just because it gets removed because people don't want it to be seen doesn't mean a person's a liar. It just means it gets removed. We've seen this happen a lot of times in history where things get changed. I mean, look at the Picard story a while back, even a few years ago with Red Bull Philosophy, where he shows the upturned edges and they changed the actual article. There's so much things that they've changed or removed once the flat earthers have had hold of them. So yeah, there's definitely a snake in the grass. What to say? Okay, I'd like any flat earther to answer the question, why do you think all the powerful deity, example God, couldn't make Earth spherical and space real? Not that they wouldn't make it spherical. If you understand when it comes to, okay, this is now simply based on the theology of with God and everything, and spiritualists. God created you for a purpose, okay? He says he created the earth stationary, steadfast, not moving, firmament, waters above, waters below. Okay, now that's it. That's Genesis exactly. Now, what was the antithesis of God's creation? Obviously Lucifer, Satan. He fell to earth. What does he do? He goes and twists God's word and he goes against it. He does a 180. So everything God showed good, he does bad. He does a 180. It's like the yin and the yang. He makes God's word and twists it opposite. That's why the globe, that's why the Bible says the earth, Satan is the God of the earth. He's the God of this earth because he fell here and he's made it his home. God created you for a purpose. Satan takes that purpose away from you, hence heliocentrism. Hence why he created a sphere to distort God's word of a horizontal plane. Why he makes it in space, you are a speck. You understand? It's all got to do with distortion. Now that is based on the spiritual reality, the spiritual argument of this. This is not what we actually came here for, but I just had to explain to you. I hope I explained it in a very simple manner for you. God created, in fact, Satan came and distorts that and makes it a 180, hence why you get the yin and the yang kind of thing. Okay. The Jesuits, yeah, the Jesuits are the main proponents of the globe. Thank you, Mimran. I'm glad I made it sense. I made it as simple as I could and concise and easy. I tried. Unbong God, good for being here. Did God say it, or did man say God said it? What do you mean, did man say God said it, or did God say it? If you're talking about the Bible, it literally said there it was inspired by the word of God. Remember, Jesus came to earth. He would tell the people, listen here, you did not write my words if it wasn't so. Think about that. He would literally just say, listen here, you didn't stick to what I actually said, you wrote your own words. Did he say that? No, he did not. Instead, he came to fulfill the prophecy, which he did. But then again, we're not preaching Bible at the moment. We are talking about space being a fantasy. And light, light, and time is part of that, and space, and we've just been showing what a joke it is. Let's see, simple does not equal correct, Flatzoid. Who said simple equals correct? I just explained it to you in a simple and simplistic manner. If you guys want to, we can always do an actual stream on this subject. Let me know, type 1 in chat if you do want to do an actual stream on the subject with God's creation and what you're talking about, spirituality. Or number 2, for now, we can move on. Just all up to you guys. Like I said, I am here for you guys, and I want to do the content you want. So, but the Bible was written after Jesus came. The Bible is also part of the Torah. The Torah came before, and then the Bible was God's testimony, Jesus' testimony after the Torah. It's combined. So yeah. There is no curve. The container means there is no... the container means there is a creator. Other than that, everything is speculation. Yep. Okay. I'm going to see if I can find another video. I can still maybe go on another half an hour. Anybody actually still want to come and talk into Discord or Discord? Let me know and we can see what I can organize. I'm going to look quickly for another video because this one is not really... Why? Click, there we go. Okay. Let's see what else we can show. I'm really still amazed, guys, that you get so much people just denying everything. 49 watching, awesome, thank you very much. Quantum Erase is on, by the way, guys. Oh, it's on YouTube. It's just there's the Try Thinking crew. They're also live at the moment if you want to go and watch them. Okay, let's see. I wonder what if we say is space fake, what comes up? Was the Falcon Heavy launch a giant hoax? That's quite interesting. Who started this moon landing hoax nonsense conspiracy? You see, it's always got to be with make fun of the people with so-called conspiracies to push, yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson again. Let's see what he says about the moon landing fakes, guys. Because he's our favorite guy for tonight.
Just go to the moon. Yeah, there'll be a day when AI takes over and it'll make us their pets. Whatever God is not luck.
What? Did he just say that?
Just go to the moon. Yeah, there'll be a day when AI takes over and it'll make us their pets. Whatever God is not luck.
Whatever God is?
God is not luck.
Can we slow this down, maybe? Playback speed? Because I want to hear what he actually said there.
Whatever God is not luck.
Okay, let's go even more.
Their pets. Whatever God is not luck.
Oh, that's faster. Sorry. There we go. Half the speed, okay?
Whatever God is not luck.
It's not locked. What the hell?
God is not luck.
God is not lock. What the hell? Do you guys understand that? I don't understand what he's saying there. This is really confusing.
Just go to the moon. Yeah, there'll be a day when
God is not luck. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Jiffy.
AI takes over and it'll make us their pets. Whatever God is not luck.
Yeah, okay, there we go. It's not luck. Thank you. That makes
Hi,
sense.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, your personal
If we leave it like this, you can see it really looks like he's stoned there, guys. Check.
astrophysicist, and I'm here at Penguin, UK to answer some of your deepest, most pressing questions.
He does really look stoned if we leave it that.
Does that work?
Yeah, luck doesn't exist.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever God is not luck. I don't understand what he means with that.
Have you really thought about what it would take to fake a moon landing?
What would it take to fake a moon?
Because the rocket did launch. We all saw the rocket launch.
It launched, guys.
Okay?
Yeah.
So there's hardware there. They're like
he really looks like he's high.
Office buildings of blueprints for the design of the Saturn V rocket.
Wow.
The hundreds of engineering hours that went behind this and the records of those designs.
Of those designs.
If you wanted to fake the moon landing, you would have to fake all of these documents.
All the documents? If you wanted to fake the moon landing, you have to fake all documents,
And
okay?
it just seems to me it's way easier to just go to the moon.
Really? So then that's why it's 50 years later and you still haven't managed to bring back the technology, go to the moon. So it's not easier to go to the moon, is it? Weird.
Has anyone considered that?
I love this. Again.
You would have to fake all of these documents. And it just seems to me it's way easier to just go to the moon.
Just go to the moon.
Has anyone considered that?
Sorry guys, this is brilliant. I want to watch Neil deGrasse Tyson always talk this way from now on. Hey Neil, the one, good to see you. Now I think this is his true voice, guys. From now on, Neil deGrasse Tyson has to talk like he's high.
Just go to the moon. That's easier than faking all of this.
Is it now? Oh.
So, no. Yeah, we went to the moon. climate change will not make Earth uninhabitable.
Yeah.
Climate change.
Exactly, Alan. To build back that technology is very painful processes. How then it wouldn't be easier because it's taken over 50 years and you guys still can't get to the moon. Hence Artemis 1 is still not working, still not taking people to the moon. You got to make a video, son, if the speed, and send it everywhere. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a video of him talking like this because this is the true Neil deGrasse, guys. Smoking deGrasse Tyson.
Will make Earth a living hell. In fact, I live in New York City, where in our harbor we have the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, really?
And there she is holding the Declaration of Independence.
Uh-huh.
And her left arm and her right arm is a torch. If you melt the water ice that's on land, the ocean level will rise to reach her left elbow.
Okay.
So that takes out all of New York City. And
if you think about
basically every other coastal.
If you think about it, if you actually listen to it this speed, you can listen to the actual shit he's talking about. He's taking things from everywhere, just trying to make an argument to something, and you actually come what bullshit he's actually talking about. Just listen to it.
City that we've spent thousands of years building since the dawn of civilization. So life will be very, very different. So the way I look at it is, there are people who want to colonize other planets.
Yeah, colonize other
Give us
planets.
an escape route.
Yeah.
We trashed Earth.
Yeah, we trashed Earth.
Let's move elsewhere.
Okay. Off Earth, guys,
And
move
hope
elsewhere.
we don't trash that. Well, there aren't many places to move.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, please do, guys. If you haven't already, do like and share.
Vaporize on Venus. So you're not going to Venus.
Oh, we're not getting
Mars rotates once every 24 hours.
Yeah, the moon is made of petrified wood, guys.
Kind of interesting.
I mean, remember the so-called NASA moon rocks was petrified wood, and now the excuse was no, it was all a hoax by some people. Yeah, just because it was found to be petrified wood, then they all of a sudden say no, it was a hoax.
It's tipped on its axis, as Earth is, which means it has seasons.
Ah.
It has polar ice caps, the way we still do at this moment. And there's evidence of running water on its surface. So there's a chance we could terraform Mars. My favorite word of the past few decades. You turn something that's not like Earth into something that's like Earth.
Yeah.
Then you just move there. So here's the catch.
Okay.
If you have the power of
You can't take Uncle.
geoengineering
No way, yeah.
to turn Mars into Earth,
Yeah.
then you have the power of geoengineering
He does, actually.
to turn Earth back into Earth.
Oh, guys, this one we have to listen. Does God exist? Come on. Come Neil deGrasse Tyson, does God exist?
I don't know if God exists. Deeply religious people are certain he exists.
Mm-hmm.
He or it.
No. God created us in his own image. Not it. God didn't create it in its image. Maybe try read the Bible next time you want to say stuff like that.
Ardent atheists who are sure God does not exist.
Yeah, but they believe God does not exist. It takes more faith to believe God doesn't exist than it does to believe God exists. Really, really. Yeah. It's hilarious as you correspond with him as if you're interviewing him. Okay, let's try that.
My posture is...
Yeah, just stay on Earth and save the trip.
Particularly in the monotheistic traditions, that God is typically described as being all-knowing, all-powerful,
omnipresent, yeah? Come on.
and all good.
Yes, all good. Okay, but you're supposed to say omnipresent as well.
Yet I look
omnipotent.
back through history. In particular, there was I can choose many examples, but a famous example is the earthquake in Lisbon, Portugal.
I like how it says earthquake in Lisbon. By the way, it's in Portugal. Okay, thank you.
When was it?
Smoking deGrasse Tyson, guys.
5, somewhere around there. 80,000 people died. By the way, that earthquake took place on All Saints' Day, in the morning.
And what does that have to do with anything? So you're correlating a cultic day, a tradition based in Catholicism, All Saints' Day, to some kind of how God caused it to happen? Is that what you're trying to say? No, there's definitely such thing as earthquakes and stuff, but it doesn't mean God caused the earthquake, Neil deGrasse. That's kind of a sick thing to say, by the way.
When most people, Lisbon, one of the holiest cities in Europe,
Lisbon, one of the holiest cities in Europe.
Most people were in church.
One of the holiest cities in Europe. As far as I know, it's a Catholic city. That's not godly. Yeah, Catholicism is a cult. It's not a. It's an actual religion. They without knowing it, actually idol worship.
Churches were the largest structures of the day. If you have an earthquake, what's the first building to collapse?
I don't know, maybe the one that's unstable.
The ones that are the largest.
The most unstable ones.
Susceptible. So, people died in churches.
Wow, people die outside churches too.
Then, there's a tsunami.
Wow!
That basically wiped Lisbon off the map. Either God is not all good.
Ooh. Yeah, come on.
If we define good as being in the interest of your...
Remember in the Bible when it said Adam and Eve ate of the forbidden fruit and therefore caused the fall of man. They brought sin into this world, into a broken world. remember when I said the earth, the god of earth is Satan. Now, Lisbon, being mostly Catholic, not actually godly, goes against actual godhood because it's idol worship. So when you're trying to say God is supposed to be a good God, therefore he will not let people die or suffer or whatever, is just an appeal to showing you do not really understand God. God is the same today and forever. God stays true to his word. Yeah. Is he listening? It does look like he's listening. He's in deep thought. But yeah, it's not God that caused the earthquake. The earthquake was caused by natural events. Unfortunately, the people that were there, and you're correlating them to so-called holy people, does not mean God hates holy people or God isn't good. Yeah, he's a dope.
Health and longevity, that's a pretty simple definition of something that's good for you.
Okay.
Or God is not all powerful.
Ooh, that's another one. God is not all powerful. Ouch.
But
So are you all powerful, DeGrasse? Smoking the Tyson? Are you all powerful? Because I don't think you should actually speak if you want to take on God. Because remember what I said earlier, it takes more faith to believe not in a God than it does to believe in a God. Let me put it this way. This is to actually everybody, all atheists and stuff. What takes more faith? To believe in a God or not in a God? When you die one day, who has more to lose? The person like myself that does have a relationship with God, that believes in God, and dies and finds out one day, okay, there's nothing, which I'd really doubt it is anyway. Or the person that believes there is nothing and dies to find God did exist. Who has more to gain? Who has more to lose? The person that dies and finds that, okay, there is nothing, that thought there was, or the person that thought there wasn't and found out there was God. Because remember, when you choose not to have a relationship with God, you are choosing to separate yourself from God for eternity. You are judging yourself. You are not putting judgment from God on you, you're judging yourself. That's why when you get separated to go to with Satan, the pits of the eternal fire, you chose to be separate from God. He's staying true to his word. He gave you free will. You chose yourself to be separated. Not God chose to put you there. He did not prepare the lake of fire for you. He prepared it for the demons, for Satan and them. So when you choose to be a self-worshipper, you are over God and you believe God not to exist. You have made it your own decision to be separated from God, and thus you are unfortunately placed with the separators of God. I hope that makes sense. That's why I said this is actually a very serious thing. But yeah, I just think I just had to say that to you guys. Let's finish this video and then I think the stream's probably going to end because yeah.
But it's not clear whether God could be both of those at the same time for that event. So
okay.
I take issue with what many people say God is.
First of all, what you have an issue of what many people say God is an own struggle, no one else's struggle, just your own struggle with God. And you choose to serve the master against the most almighty creator. That's it.
But there are other kinds of way to think about God. There are enlightened religious people who would say God is the manifestation of the laws of physics. And
yeah, I've heard that before, but yeah, that doesn't really make sense because, like I said, God is supernatural. He created the laws of physics. He created nature. So he's above nature. How can nature create him?
the universe. I don't have a problem with that.
No, of course you don't, because then you're taking God, you're taking the supernatural away from God, and you're simply giving nature to be over God.
But is God the person who tells you who you should mate with and on what day you should eat what kind of food?
No, God gives everybody a free will. And the what day you should eat kind of food is coming, let's say, from the Torah, where it was traditional practices. Jesus himself actually spoke against those traditional practices. Hence why I had the series out with bacon is evil. Because it was, trying to explain it. Andrew Johnson, is Pastor Flatzoids sermon almost over? No, there's no such thing as I'm not sermoning anything or preaching to you guys. I'm just simply giving you facts. But yeah, it's something that has to be said.
Food and is that your God? That's different from this other one that maybe just sort of put the universe into place.
No, God created the universe, and you have free will in that universe. Adam Eakin, their aim is to reduce people's worldview as purely physical, cousins of rocks from dubious origin, to deny you are created with a purpose and loved by the Creator. That I couldn't have said it better myself, Adam. Exactly. That's why when they push a evolutionistic, Big Bang, heliocentric worldview, it's to throw away every purpose in life. It's like you are just here by chance. Your main goal in life is just to please yourself and do what you want, because there's just nothing to, what can I say? You just don't have to worry about your actions. Obviously then there's laws like you can go to jail for killing someone or whatever, but at the end of the day, what morals do you have to stand on? Nothing. You don't have morals. God is the one who gives you those morals.
So I don't really concern myself much with it unless someone finds a way that any understanding of God can give me insight into making another discovery. And that hasn't happened yet. There are many people who will...
Giving a discovery. So he wants God to give him a discovery for some odd reason.
Will see things happen to them that are in their favor. So someone's looking over me. So.
Okay, so almost. Oh, that's where he comes with God is luck, guys.
That's a fascinating phenomenon when that happens. And
yeah, a line is not a shape. Why are you guys saying a line is a shape? That's why I also laugh when the guys come up and say, shapes, show me the science of Earth. Shape is not science. Justin Franks, take mine. There are open shapes and closed shapes. A line or a curve is an open shape. A line is a line, a curve is a line. A curve is just a curved line. A shape is a circle, a square, a two-dimensional object. Let's see if a line is a shape. This should be interesting. A line is defined in geometry as no thickness of itself, no area. It may not be necessarily the boundary and enclose an area which forms the shape. So it's form the boundary and enclose it. It may, but not necessarily form the boundary and enclosed areas that forms the shape. So no line to form a shape. Sorry, again, Justin Franks, where do you come from? A line or curve is an open shape. It's the colloquial definition of a closed shape. There are also open shapes. Wow. No, what is a shape? Okay, let's see what an open shape is. Open shape. What is an open shape? In geometry, open shapes are defined as shapes or figures with different starting and ending points. In other words, the ends of an open shape do not meet, okay? And on the other hand, closed shapes are shapes or figures. But let's see. Where's the line? Where's your line here? There's no straight line here or just curved line here. They make actual shapes. Like that represents a triangle almost. That represents a square almost. That represents a circle almost. A squiggly. Ooh, almost a octagon. Yeah, bendizontal lines. Wow. Oh man, this is sad. And you guys actually think you have anything. That's what makes it the most. That's what makes it funny. Okay. Well, guys, I think that's all for tonight. We don't really have to carry on watching Neil deGrasse smoke at a Tyson. It was funny while it lasted with him. Does anybody actually want to come and chat for maybe 15 minutes or something? Let me know. Otherwise, I think we're gonna maybe end it here because, yeah. The guy that was supposed to come tonight, FE Pilot, just hasn't got back to me yet. So I don't know. Maybe he'll still get back to me again. I'm gonna try and organize with next week with RV, Russian vids. So that's gonna be quite cool. Yeah. Round does not denote globe or spherical. Round is two-dimensional circle. It's two-dimensional. Globe or circle is three-dimensional. Exactly. So a line doesn't meet its other end. Therefore, it's not a shape. Okay. So thank you guys all for coming. I really do appreciate guys you being here. Thank you again for Godzilla 37 for becoming a member and gifting members 5 members. That's like brilliant. I cannot thank you enough for that. And thank you everybody. I don't know if I've missed any super chats or anything. I don't think I have. Thank you guys all for being here. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate you all. I hope you enjoy the content I'm really trying to bring it to you guys. So thank you all for being here, like I said, and I'll probably see you guys Saturday. Till then, God bless. Oh, now I can't say that. Try.